Hello, fourth grade, welcome along. It's time for art. This week, something completely different. Not a drawing using perspective, as we have been doing for the last 3 weeks, has it been? I think 3 weeks. Something different. Something like this. A magical dancing girl. So, as you can see, this picture uses a combination of just a few different colors along with the black marker and a little bit of pencil shading. So it's quite a stylized picture, shall we say. Okay, it has this kind of in a way quite plain style, but everything is done very intentionally plain because we want these bright colors to stand out against the simple outline and simple shading of the dancer. Hope that makes sense, and I hope you like the picture. Hope you enjoy making your own picture like this week. So let's get started. So, to begin, let's create a space where we want our dancing figure to be. So I'm going to sketch in this kind of oval shape, or an ellipse. This two names for the same thing, oval or ellipse. And it's going to be something like this, okay? So that's more or less the shape that your dancer's going to be in. From the tops of the arms down to the tips of the toes down here. So the head is not at the top of the picture. The head's sort of about here, and we're going to leave space for the arms to come up. Alright, so there's going to be a bit of erasing and changing things at this stage. Don't be afraid to do that. If the picture doesn't look right, then we change it. Okay, so I have some pretty good basic outlines for the body now. We have to move in to add more detail for the arms, the head, the face, and of course the dreaded hands. It's really hard to get these right. Hands are deviously difficult, but even more so in a picture like this because of the position that they're going to be in. Yes, the feet can be pretty hard too, but the shapes of the feet in these positions are quite kind of distinctive and curvy. So it's pretty hard to get these details right. As you can see, I'm struggling with the nose, and because we're working in such a small area, it makes it even harder. But really, the good thing about it is we've got the eyes are closed, so that makes it kind of easier. And actually, once we've got it right, there doesn't need to be very much there. Just a little bit of, just a small line for the nose and small lips, and really, we've got it. Okay, moving on to the final part and the trickiest part of the picture now. The hands. Well, the arms first, but then the hands. It really is difficult to get hands correctly. So yeah, don't worry about this part too much. So the next thing that I'm going to do is the kind of the magical spiraling lines that go around the dancer. And as you can see, I've got a nice marker here, a yellow marker, a thin one, and I'm going to use a combination of this one with the thicker marker. Now, of course, if you don't have both, you won't be able to do it this way, but hopefully you have at least one yellow marker that you can use. I'm going to start with the thinner one, and I'm going to start below the feet, and we're going to come like from here, from this point around the back of this foot. Okay, so the line's going to start kind of here, and it's going to disappear behind that part of the foot. But it's not just one line, it's going to be like another line that kind of threads around it like that, and then we're going to have a third line too. And we're going to add like spirals coming off that line. And I'm also going to add some little stars here and there that are kind of following the line as it travels around. Some bigger, some smaller. How about just some little dots as well? Okay, now the line continues around the back of the leg, in front of the dress here, round the back and in between the hands. So now switching to the thicker marker. And the thicker marker isn't going to follow all of the lines, just some of them. You could also use a highlighter for this if you want to. So here's how the picture looks with this spiraling kind of magic spell. I think of it as like if you could see a magic spell, this is what it would look like, and she's kind of dancing in amongst the magic spell. Or maybe she's creating the magic spell as she's dancing. Okay, I'm going to use another coloured marker. This is also a thin marker, and it's kind of an orangey yellow. I'm going to use this one just to add some decoration to the dancer before I go with the black marker. I'm going to use this one just to give her some like jewellery and some decoration on the dress. So we've got some ankle bracelets to start with, and this part of the dress is going to be also is going to be decorated like this. And the next thing that we're going to do is to outline the rest of the dancer with a black marker, and that's really going to contrast with these bright colours that we're using. So we've erased all of those pencil lines that we used as guidelines when we first started the picture. I'm now going to work with pencil again and just add a little bit of shading to help the three-dimensional effect of this picture. Okay, so we're going to start with underneath this part of the dress. That's all going to be carefully shaded in, and just a couple of places here and there on the body as well. Okay, so it's just very delicate now, just a little bit of shading. And see how I'm holding the pencil. I'm trying to create like these broad strokes, carefully just shading in this area. And of course, because we're working in just regular pencil, if you feel like you've done too much, or perhaps you've gone over the lines a little bit, you can just tidy that up right at the end with an eraser and really make those edges very sharp. Or if you feel like you've got shading where you don't want it, you can just take it away very easily like that. So this picture is now finished. Or perhaps not. Maybe there's more that you can add to it from your own imagination. At the moment she doesn't have any, there's no ground, there's no background, so she doesn't have anything around her. Perhaps you could add those things in. She could be dancing in a forest, or she could have a sunset behind her, or there could be butterflies all dancing around. Okay, so you can add those things if you want to. You can even try adding more color if you want to. But I think one of the beautiful things about this style is the fact that it's quite a simple black outline, just a little bit of shading, and it really makes this kind of magic spiral stand out. Okay, but I always like to see what you guys do to change the picture and to add in your own ideas. So don't be afraid to do that. If you've got a cool idea, try it out. Have fun, and don't forget to share your work.